Swirling, 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 swirling. No, we don't like that. That's a good. Swirling, swirling, swirling. See if we can get Emmanuel on early. I'm running late. Sorry, everybody. Little foliage traffic coming down from Maine. We're going to talk about this wine. A little bit of swirling, 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 swirling. We're going to be talking about Lodi today, folks. A place I haven't been to. Because normally when I go to California, I go to Napa or Sonoma. So, very interesting. So, hopefully we get him on soon. Thanks for joining, everybody. I'm Pete, and we do this program called Wine and Three. Oh, there he is. We just got him on, so let's get him going. There he is. Hi there.
Hey, Pete.
All set?
Hi,
Yeah,
Pete.
sorry. I'm sorry I'm late.
We're fine.
Foliage,
Let's
little
roll it
foliage
out.
traffic. And so I know we have a little hard stop today. Oh, we have his connection blinking a little bit. Oh, there we go. Got it. We're going to stop at 6:20 tonight. So we'll do an abbreviated version of Wine and Three. I'm going to jump right into it, if you don't mind. But we got to get your internet connections going off again. But so let me get started. I'm Pete, founder and chief Nosh of Great American Nosh and some other Nosh entities. Our tagline is Eat, Drink, Savor. We focus on food instruction, food enthusiasm and appreciation, along with beer and wine and other accoutrements that make our lives a little bit more enjoyable on a day-to-day basis. This program is called Wine and Three. We focus obviously on wine and usually two wines. And the three means we actually have three topics or more, which is the region, the grape, the winemaker, the wines themselves, anything else. We'll even do some geek talk here and there. Emmanuel and I are known to do that from time to time. And I'm going to jump and introduce Emmanuel Montevecchi. He is my wine guy at Total Wine in Danvers, and he has always been kind enough to recommend two wines that I would not normally pick. So,
yes, sir. All
that's
right.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for bearing with us. We were a little late on this whole thing, but that's my fault. So I'm going to jump into Lodi real quick, and I know you have a couple of interesting things you want to talk about for Lodi.
I do.
And then we'll talk about Oak Ridge, Michael David, and then obviously the wines themselves. So folks, if you want to know where Lodi is, most people don't. I think I have a little bit of a map of California, and Lodi is about 100 miles directly east of San Francisco. It's bordered by Sacramento to the north and Stockton to the south. There are, I think, 9 AVAs or appellations in Lodi. And Lodi actually has 2 separate little sub-appellations, I guess. And I know, I think Emmanuel might have a better map in terms of the topography of Lodi, in terms of their aquifers and what's feeding this region. But there's about 7 rivers that feed into this whole wine region, and it's more of a Mediterranean climate. Obviously, it's really suits well for these grapes. 2/3 of what the AVA is red, red grapes. Red wines is what they plant. There's about 80 plus wines in Lodi. They get about 17 inches of rainfall, and it's mostly in the winter. So obviously it's perfect for growing grapes. I guess what it really started for this region was in the 1850s by a gentleman named Charles Weber. And I guess in 1852, George West, another gentleman from Boston, decided to kind of take what he was doing and expand on it. And I'm going to let you talk about obviously what Lodi is known for, and obviously how they really started with humble beginnings. So, and you have the floor, my friend.
All right. Thank you for that intro.
Yes.
So, okay, with Lodi wines, primarily Lodi is recognized, throughout the world for Zinfandel grapes, which Zinfandel grapes, they yield a stronger alcohol content. They tend to be bolder, sometimes peppery, jammy wines. But today, as we know, with our guy here, the Great American Nosh, Pete, we're doing Lodi Cabernets. So Lodi has as Pete has mentioned, has a diverse kind of growing yield to many different grapes. From actually, they have Albarinos to Verdejos, as well as which is kind of colorful to look at, the flame Tokay, the flame Tokay grape, which is not related at all to Tokaji, which is a Hungarian grape.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you if that was. Okay.
Right. So this particular grape, the flame Tokay, is an Algerian grape. It's a table. It's for a table wine. But that's the initial roots of that particular grape. So the piece with Lodi is that it's near that river right there, which is named for the native people at that time. See if I'm going to pronounce it's Mokai Halum. Mokai.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
I wrote them down, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to rattle that off and sound competent." So.
Right. Exactly, Pete. So. The business with that is that where it's located, being close to San Francisco Bay, as well as close to. It's in the north part of California.
Yes.
We have lush green lands in this area of Lodi. They were recognized in 2015 for one of the best wine growing regions by Wine Enthusiast, and that's good to know. And what goes on is as well with you find bottles that say California, just California. That is the origin of that particular wine. Some of those.
Oh, it's like a table wine thing where it's like a white label thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I was going to get to that. Basically, there's some wines over years past that will just have the delineation of being from California, and it will say California. They're Cabernets. Or they could be a red blend, when actuality they're from Lodi. A lot of those grapes get sourced from Lodi.
Oh, all right. Because they were known for just grape growing, right? When they just grape growing for a while? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of grape growing initially taking place, right around the late 1890s for the most part. And as well as in Lodi, they have a lot of old vines that have been around for over hundreds of years. That's kind of what they're recognized for in Lodi.
If any folks, if you guys are familiar with Zinfandel, old vine Zinfandel, like the vine themselves, they're old and gnarly. They're really thick. I mean, they're like, some of them are over 100 years old. Still yielding a lot of fruit, but just not a lot. I mean, they're just kind of, maybe a few clusters here and there, but that's about it, I guess.
Right.
From what I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's Lodi, and I put it on my Instagram account actually because Creedence Clearwater Revival has a song it was written in regards to that city, Lodi. So there's some little cult little pieces, with Napoleon as well. Napoleon in Italy, Lodi was one of the name of the cities that was his first victory. So. Yeah.
Well, there's a little history there now. Okay. Anytime you get some of that stuff. I like that. that.
Well, and when I leave you with this, the settlers from Illinois, Lodi, Illinois, were the first settlers within California there in that area of Lodi. So
they named it after their homeland, basically.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Wow. The stuff that you never know, right?
That's right. Don't forget A&W root beer originated there in Lodi.
Oh my goodness, I love root beer. I'm a big root beer guy. I love root beer.
Gotta have it. Root beer and
Awesome.
vanilla ice cream.
Great.
Little float.
There you go. Root beer float. Now we're
Yeah.
talking food. All right, now I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to go jump into Oak Ridge. So kind of what I found out was it's a fifth generation operation now. They started in 1934. They had a major renovation in 2002. There's about three families that are kind of running it now. They're on the Mekalumi River. Is that, I don't know if I said that right, but
Yeah, it could be Mekalu. I don't know,
Mekalumi. Mekalumi. Yeah, I
You
think
know,
that's what I wrote
I
down.
think we're correct on that.
Yeah, we're hovering around it. We got it surrounded. So
Yeah, we got a finger on it, sort of.
yeah, there's about six brands that they produce. They're about they're northeast of Lodi, the Lodi's town proper itself. Noel Basso is the winemaker. They've created a couple interesting wines. One called Three Girls, which is named after the daughters, which is kind of fascinating. And that's all I really have on Oak Ridge. And I know if you want to add some things on Oak Ridge yourself.
Right. So, I actually tried to get some more information. I reached out to the sales business partner, regional person, who I had a chat with earlier in the week about other things revolving, the business of wine. But he really couldn't give me much at the time. But what I do know is with the Oak Ridge, we have plenty of it. We have plenty of the Oak Ridge, and we actually had it on sale last week, but that doesn't really pertain to this week. The thing being with Oak Ridge is it could be considered maybe a comp to Decoy Cabernet. I know we don't usually name drop like that here, but I figured Decoy Cabernet, people know the name.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how Oak Ridge fits. If it fits that mold.
Yeah, I didn't find a lot about Oak Ridge either. That's why my notes were a little skimpy on that. I did see the picture of the family, and it looks like a kind of a tight run outfit. Now let's jump to the other interesting winemaker here. We got Michael David.
Yes.
So basically, they started in 1860, which goes way, way, way back. Michael and David Phillips are the current operators of Michael David. They're sixth generation now. Obviously, the kids are involved, and I saw one of the kids was a dog person, which immediately, it broke my heart, but it's beautiful. It was gorgeous. So I love the dog thing. And they, interesting thing, they talk about they produce and make their wines according to Lodi rules, and I don't know if you know anything about those. It seems like a different form of growing and creating natural grapes, and less taxing on the soil and the land. And I don't know if you know anything about Lodi rules.
Well, what I do know is, and it kind of it springboards off of what we're talking about with these Lodi rules, is that they have, which they just had a meeting a couple of days ago with the people of that area, the wine growers, the farmers, about trying to preserve that area of Lodi, just because the vines have been there. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably the oldest vines within California.
Yeah.
So
cool.
there's a board around that, and I know they have regulations. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're big into sustainability, obviously.
Right. That's what I got. That's what I read. I mean, there was a lot of them, and I was like, it looks like it's all about sustainability, really.
Yeah, it's just parameters. You know what I mean? To keep it going, and just have a successful track record with just maintaining and overseeing the various vineyards. Because I think there's over I don't even know, over 100 vineyards. There's so many out there, which I didn't realize myself.
Neither I. I mean, I thought it was just a few smattered here and there, but again, that's why we're here. We're here to educate people and learn ourselves. And then I'll just wrap up on Michael David, because they have some very interesting named wines, besides the one we're going to talk about in a few seconds here. Earthquake, Ink Blot. They have Rapture, Lust, Rage. I was like, whoa, okay, these guys.
Gluttony also. Gluttony.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So there's some other interesting named wines. So so talk us through the two wines that you picked for us today.
Will do. All right.
Yeah.
So this is the one we're referring to, where
Yes.
Pete just kind of gave us a little lowdown on how many generations, Pete? You said five, six
Five or
generations,
six. Yeah,
five
Oak
or
Ridge.
six.
Yeah.
Oak Ridge. So this is the Oak Ridge Lodi once again. Notice the
Yeah.
label.
Yeah.
I'm hearing. I've heard it from a colleague of mine, very similar to like maybe a decoy cab, but this
Yep.
is we're looking at a basic like a $13.99 price point.
That's right. That's right. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
And actually, you
Now
know
let's.
what?
Yeah.
So because we're gonna have to maybe abbreviate some of this on the back, it actually gives a characteristics of the bouquet, which you don't see that
Yeah.
you don't see that normally. It's all
Yep.
it gives a little description.
True. Yeah. It's very. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that. I noticed that. It was just. Yeah. They really are sparse on their information back there. So. Um, Now, let's go to this next one, which is pretty cool.
Now this is gonna wow some people if you don't know the brand, because I mean this label is, loud, very loud, busy, busy, busy.
Busy, busy. Yeah, they have
A
stuff
lot
on the
going
side
on.
here. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that right. Yeah, freak show. It
Oh
is a
yeah,
freak show, folks. This label is really fascinating, you know?
for sure.
I mean, they definitely are. These people are into marketing. I have to say that.
Oh, no doubt. And I mean the Petite Syrahs like this as well. It's busy as well. I've
Yes.
had this wine before, and I know that you haven't had it, Pete. I've
No,
had it,
I
so I'm
have
not going
not.
to talk about anything around it right now.
All
So,
right.
well, let's get into it maybe then. Yeah, should we
All
just
right. All right. Which one do you want to go first? Want to do the oak?
let's do the Oak Ridge.
Okay, Oak Ridge. Okay. Looks doesn't look as intense as I would expect from a cab, but it's hard. My lighting is not good here either. I got to work on this lighting here. Well, it's getting too cold now. Pretty soon to be on the porch, so I'll be doing this inside probably next time around. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
was kind of thinking the same thing. I mean, it is a little cool tonight, but it's still very pleasant though. This
yeah.
is we're doing fall reds here, guys.
All
Fall
reds.
reds. So
Ooh, that I just smelled raspberry jam. Just getting a whiff of that,
yeah, I
like
get a little jaminess, a little
like a red raspberry jam.
raspberry. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
A little gravel, kind of a rock, a kind of a earth
Earthiness.
earthiness. Yeah, that's probably the right term for that. I can't. Let's see what we got here. I lost my notes. Sorry, folks. Um, Pepper. It's got a spice, a little pepperish to it. I think it's
Yes.
probably.
The label reads that as well. It says it's a little peppery.
Yep, they're right. They're right. It comes through big time. And if you cook as much as I do, you know that pepper smell jumps out right at you.
Oh, for sure.
And folks, I always talk about smelling from the nose up the bottom to the top, and then different. See if you can catch anything. This has got quite a few aromas compared to some of the wines we've had lately. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely got a lot to offer. It's enticing. It's enticing.
yep, I would say so. I would say so. I'm going to do my little swirl without spilling it on myself. Don't know if I see much for legs here. Yeah, they're coming down pretty fast. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see a lot. I don't see legs really. No.
No, not much. All right. Well, I'm going to go dive in. I mean, this smells so good. I really want to start drinking it.
All right, Pete, go.
Mmm. 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 It's got a little bit of tannin, but it's mellow, like a mellow tannin.
Yeah, for
I
sure,
would
mellow. Yeah.
I would say it's kind of a medium body, give or take.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
Definitely a drinkable wine. I mean,
It's
see
drinkable.
myself
It's true. Can I
a
be
big,
critical? Can I be very critical here?
yeah.
I think it lacks finish. I don't think it has a lot of finish, if at all a finish. What do you think, Pete?
I like it on the front end.
The front end for sure. The front end's like enticing. You know, we were saying that the
I
bouquet.
love the front end. You're right. The back end it falls off. Like
Yeah, it falls off quick.
it's like a story that goes nowhere. You're like, hey, I like the beginning of the story, and all of a sudden it fizzles.
Now,
I think we've had a few.
Yes,
We've had a few wines like that. We have where the finish dropped off. It was like a very short.
I think the finish is so important, though. Sorry, Pete. What were you gonna say?
No, I think you and I have talked about balance and how winemakers focus on balancing wines, and sometimes they just don't pull it off. I don't know why they can't. I don't know. I'm not a winemaker per se, but
Per se,
I do some on the side. Per se, I do some on the side, but I'm not. How to get that finish to come through? I might have to ask some of my winemaker buddies to tell me how they do that.
yeah, maybe we can get them on the show or something. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
we can jazz the show up. You know, it's 2020. You know, we're going to 21. So,
all right.
you know,
So go ahead. I was going to say I'm just going to wrap my summary on this. Is I think it's great on up front. The aroma enticing. A lot of different bouquet flying through my nose here with this. Very medium body, light on the tannin. You know, the finish isn't there, but I still like. I still like it. It's not as balanced as I would like it, but again, I'm being a little nitpicky. But Emmanuel's got a different palate than I do. But what do you think?
No, I think what you're saying there, Pete. I mean, it's all making sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
From my viewpoint and what I look at, you know, through my work is that once again, the wine has a good story to tell you. You know, and a good story always has a beginning, middle, and end. And if it doesn't have, I think it's an approachable wine, like you say, but the end is really it's missed here. It's really approachable. It's a nice little wine. I mean, it's if this wine was $20, I wouldn't spend that. Because there's a lot of wines for $20 that you could get that would have that to offer you, where they have a whole story.
And the other thing too is because I don't know Lodi that well. I'm thinking Napa cab, right?
Yeah.
And Napa cabs are pretty intense. You know, most of them are not this light of body. They're more heavy body. Definitely have a lot more going for them. This is a little bit different, so it throws me off a little bit. So.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think the style of Lodi, once again, they're known for the Zinfandels, like I'd mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and those are
Lodi for Zinfandels, and that's the jammy, peppery,
heavy.
You know, you get
heavy body,
heavy body. You know, a good mouthfeel. You know, on entry, and then it's got that jamminess in a nice body. But once again, we're doing cabs today, and from Lodi,
all right,
it's an approachable wine. I just think that it doesn't have much to offer on the finish, and then that to me that's very important. Like any wine should have that. Any wine that that is an accomplished wine, we'll call it. That's the best way that I can describe it. You know, should have those three components.
Got it. All right. Okay, now I'm learning stuff here. I like this. That's what we're here for. All right, let's go jumping into the freak show because I want to see if they can back up the label.
Yeah, there's a lot they have to back up. I mean, that's like that label is completely covered with imagery.
I know. Folks, if you ever get a chance to try that wine, please try it because just for the label. I mean, there's just so many little things, and my eyes are shot, so I can't see everything. I need a magnifying glass, but there's some pretty funky stuff on that label.
No,
all right,
for sure.
I could tell this has got a little bit. It's probably a little bit more intense in color, not by much, but definitely different aroma on that one. It's almost like a cherry.
Okay. Yeah. Cherry.
Yeah, like a cherry. That's what I'm getting. I don't know what kind of cherry, but definitely not a black cherry. It's probably a lighter, not as an intense cherry. not as much jammy things going on like in the Oak Ridge. I don't know. What are you getting?
Yeah, a little cherry. Yeah, the nose doesn't have the Oak Ridge has a little bit more to give you. The Oak Ridge
That's
definitely
right.
presents, more approachable. See that once again, though, Pete. Like I said, I know this wine. I've had this wine a while ago, and I
Yeah.
know. But we'll see if it makes up what it doesn't have in bouquet, in finish, and in body. And
Yeah.
Josh, there you are, Josh. Yeah, it's a nice Halloween wine. Freak show.
Yeah.
Nice
You know
Halloween
what though? It's not off-putting, but it's also
No.
not enticing either. Like I smell this and I don't go ooh, like ooh,
Right.
like the Oak Ridge. I'm like ooh, it smells good. I like that. This
Oh,
one's
for sure.
kind of understated is probably fair. Let's put it that way. We'll call it understated aroma.
Unremarkable.
Unremarkable. Okay. All right. Emmanuel goes there. That's fine. We can work with that.
Well, it's nothing distinct. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go dive in here. So
there you go. Yes, freak show. We're doing. Apparently, it worked out that way. I didn't even think of it. Maybe it was subconscious. The label is kind of great for this time of season. Halloween coming up soon.
oh yeah, exactly. Ooh, that has finish. This one has finish. It's tingling still on the back of my tongue here, back of my throat. Um, I
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. This is definitely better. I think it's better. It just if you could combine this with that one, I think you'd have a really good one.
Yeah. Now
Really good one.
the freak show, right? The freak show is
Yep.
they're both around the same price actually.
Yeah, exactly.
They're around the same price. I
Freak
actually think
show.
the freak show might be a little less.
It is. I think it is a little less.
Yeah, by not
Uh,
$1 maybe or something. But so once again, yeah, Michael David. This is what we're quaffing right now.
yeah, we're quaffing that freak
You
show,
know,
and we earlier we had this Oak Ridge, which is very unremarkable labeling. Freak show is a different story. Um, this is a very interesting choice, Emmanuel, that you put these two together because
yes,
you've got Oak Ridge with just understated everything, right? Labeling, not a lot of information out there. Websites okay, but really you don't find out a lot about them. The wine aroma is fantastic. It's very enticing, but then
exactly.
no finish. The body's pleasing, the tannins are pleasing. Now you got Freak Show, who's got it's all marketing for them. It's just in your face marketing, and even the names of their wines are all well thought out, right?
For sure.
Obviously, get your attention, and then you try this wine. You're like, well, where's the aroma? Where's the? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I smell the cherry, but that's about it, and it's not as much as you think it would be. I don't even smell anything else. I can't pick up any other fruit. I can't pick up jam.
Nor can I.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're, complete opposites of one another in a sense.
Yeah. Hey, it's a freak show, right? You got a wine that's just not even into marketing, but it's got a great aroma, no finish, and then you got freak shows into marketing, no upfront nose, and yet it has a really good finish. Their tannins are very pleasing too, medium body again.
I wish I could say it was premeditated. It just kind of went this way.
Well, you stumbled on something because this is kind of a cool, folks. We got to get people out there. We got to get you trying these two wines together. You guys should try these wines. Try to find Oak Ridge, try to find Freak Show, and then put these side by side, and you will see what we're talking about. This is really, really interesting. You could put these two together.
It was some, I don't know. It was just kind of meant to be, I guess. Yes, the Mega Purple, Josh. Yeah, we got some Mega. It's loaded with that stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm not a chemist. I mean, I know what that is, but in any case, once it gets to the glass, it's just crushed. You know, grapes have been crushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you guys? Mega Purple. What's that? What? Can you explain a little bit?
I can't. Mega Purple is, what is that? A composition? I can't recall at the moment. You know, now you put me on the spot.
Okay.
I might have to look that up again because I don't run across that all the time. Like we talked about the melloactic fermentation and like Chardonnays.
Oh, is it in the? It's like a process. Is it a process thing? Process thing? Is that what it is?
It must be, but I forget exactly what takes place. You know what I mean? We're talking about, you know, exchange of you know, some sort of chemical algorithm thing.
Okay. Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, the color consistency. Yeah. Okay, that's right. Thank you, Josh.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah, the color consistency. All right.
All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to geek out, and I'm just going to sip one and go right to the other and see if it works better.
Okay.
Yeah. I could probably mix these two in the jug and
don't do that. That's sacrilegious.
I know. I won't do it. I promise.
What would Michael and David say?
I don't know.
They wouldn't be happy with you.
They would be plussed with me. Yeah, they would not. They wouldn't approve.
They may be a little irked.
They would be irked. Yes, irk is probably a good word for that. But still, I think just critically. I mean, I don't like unnecessarily bashing winemakers because it's a lot of hard work and a lot of resources and money and time.
Oh, absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
To even produce something, grow the grape, then vinify the wine, and then actually store it, and so it doesn't go bad, and obviously do the blending to actually turn out any kind of drinkable wine, I think is remarkable. I think it's a tremendous skill to have, and I think
it's a labor of life kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know what the blend is on this. I don't know if you got any blending notes on that, but
no, you know what I mean. I think when I was going through some notes and research, we're looking at probably 75% at least. You know what I mean? 75% Cabernet. You know, I almost taste like a Petite Syrah in it a little bit. That's just me.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they well, it's interesting. They actually vinify and bottle this freak show in American Canyon, which isn't close to where they grow the grapes. They have kind of a looks like a big production facility somewhere else outside of Lodi there, but so I don't know. These are very interesting wines. I give you credit.
Well, thank you, sir.
I'm still perplexed on how we somehow stumbled on these two contrasting wines, and somehow if you put them together, they would be great.
Well, maybe they can do some kind of partnership, you know. But yeah, once again, repeating what we discussed earlier, the Oak Ridge.
Yep.
Right. So the Oak Ridge has a really nice entry, nice bouquet, aromatic, approachable, enticing.
Yep.
Not much of a finish. Not much of a finish for this.
That's right. Exactly.
But drinkable nonetheless. Drinkable nonetheless.
I think they are they are both drinkable. I just think I think the freak show is unbalanced too because it doesn't have that. I mean, it has a finish. The aroma is there, but it's so understated that that could be unbalanced if you want to stretch to say that, but I don't know. Very fascinating. The marketing, we already talked about the marketing, the labels. The freak show is a little bit of a taller bottle, same shoulders and stuff like that. We talked about punt. Punts are these little indentations. This is really kind of a nice medium-sized punt for Oak Ridge. Freak show's got a little bit of a punt. Actually, a smaller punt, believe it or not. I didn't pick anything else up on their glass. Other etchings in terms of like where it's made. I think somebody's got Braille on. I think they have Braille markings on the bottom of the Oak Ridge, if I'm not mistaken. See the dots
on the bottom? Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't notice that before. That's interesting. I didn't notice that.
I don't know Braille. I'm not. I just don't, use that language. But I swear this is Braille. So.
Well, since you're talking Braille anyway, just extrapolating on that is that there is a French producer, Chapoutier. They do Belarus. They make a rosé. Yeah. They make a Côte d'Aron, and the label is all in Braille. Because one of the children in the is part of that wine family is blind.
Oh, okay.
They're good wines, very good wines. It's a female winemaker actually, Matilda Chapoutier.
Yeah, that's that is interesting. I mean, that's another conversation we can talk for 35 minutes on. If you are visually impaired, how do you shop for wine? Because you're not seeing the label unless you have obviously someone's with you and telling you what the label looks like. I think that's kind of fascinating, like how they would shop for wine, and it would remove all the label bias that Emmanuel and I talk about a lot. So if you can't see the label and you're an avid wine drinker, I'm trying to be sensitive to obviously their challenges. I get it, but still, I think it's an interesting thing to be not be able to see and buying wine and being a wine consumer. So unless someone's telling you about obviously the winemaker. So, but fascinating stuff. And I believe we have a hard stop in a few minutes. I didn't know if we had any more questions or if you wanted to geek some more on me. We obviously went down a different path today. So.
I just think Lodi. I mean, it's unassuming for some people because they'll think Sonoma, they'll think Napa, maybe Alexander Valley, but Lodi is legit, people. It's legit. So
it is. I do recommend. I would buy. I definitely would buy these wines again. Certainly for the price point, because I think you're still getting good value. It's all sub $20, sub 15 in some cases. So you're still gonna have a good bottle of wine. We nitpick a little bit here, but that's kind of what we do. But you know what? For that kind of money, it's still good wine. Really good wine.
Oh, absolutely. We're all about value and try to get away from the biases. That's why we chose, the Oak Ridge was chosen, right. Unassuming label. And then we have Freak Show, which is really commercially, apparent. It has a lot of presence out there. Michael David Winery. So, what I think, Pete? I think that in a couple of weeks we should do some Lodi Zins. We just come off of this and do some Lodi Zins. How do you think about that?
What they're known for.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be interesting because we can get some beauties. Boy, that would be interesting to try those. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Emmanuel, for picking out two tremendous wines and joining us.
My pleasure.
Here. This is all about wine education, folks. Eat, drink, savor. So 2 weeks from now, we're going to go into Lodi again, and we're going to do some Zin.
That's what they're known for.
So long, folks. All right.
Take care.
Take care, folks.
Good
all right, bye now.
Good weekend.
All right.